Excuse me. Hey, Algebra 1 kids. I called you guys calculus kids. Excuse me. This is Dr. Callahan for week 5 Thursday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the video and copy down the warm-up log. I realize that we have not done the warm-up log on these videos for a very long time, and so there should be a bunch of blank spaces in your warm-up log itself, but that's okay because starting today, week 5 Thursday, we will have the warm-up just projected onto the YouTube channel, so that way you guys can go ahead and still keep up with it. Now, as a quick little review, remember how to get the x and y intercept. You simply cover the x-intercept if you're looking for the y, solve for the y, and then vice versa. So here, as you look at this, x and y intercept is where the line crosses the x and y axis. So the x-intercept for the first one is right here. So that's going to be at 4, 0. And remember, when you're looking something at the x-intercept, the y is always 0 because you're essentially covering it. Here, the graph is hitting the y-axis, so it is going to be 0, 2. And if you take a look over here, the x-axis is always going to be 0, or the x value, excuse me, is going to be 0 for the y-intercept. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kind of take a step back. I realize we're going pretty fast. We're actually going faster than most of the other Algebra 1 classes. And so I thought that maybe it might be ideal if we take a little bit of a time to go over some review questions here. So if you go to the assignment for this, you will have this on your MS Team under assignments, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can go about finding this. So if you log on to your MS Team, you guys are my Algebra 1 class. So here you are. And do you see the assignment that I posted right here? It says Unit 2, Slope, Intercept, and Standard Form. This is going to be a review. It is due next Thursday. You have exactly 1 week from when it is due. And then if you go to Student View, or actually you guys will see Student View. This is what you should be able to see. You click on this, and you should be able to see the documents that I have in front of me on the video. Okay, you can either print this out. If you cannot print this out, you're welcome to copy it down, follow the video, and just copy it on a separate piece of paper, and then take a picture of it, and then upload it back onto Teams. So when I look out my side, this is what I see, whether you have turned it in or not. Here are all the students that I have. Of course, none of you guys have turned anything in. I'm super surprised that Tanaya Henderson even viewed it because I actually just uploaded it. So yay, way to go, Tanaya. Good job, my dear. And also Alexander Salazar. Alex, good job. But you want to go ahead and make sure you have access to this. And then take a picture and then just turn it in. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go back to my notes. Here we go. You should be able to see this. Awesome. And let's go ahead and go over this very quickly. So just as a review, let's go over some of the formulas. Slope is basically a rise over run. It is also used with the letter M. And we're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is actually my favorite color, my little boy's favorite color using this software. It's pretty silly. All right, y-intercept is always used by the letter B, and it's when the graph crosses the y-axis. Reciprocal is when you go in and flip the number. So for example, if I have 2, if I flip it, it'll be 1 over 2. Or if I have 2 over 3, if I flip it, it'll be 3 over 2. Parallel lines means it has the same slope. So the first slope is 4 over 3. A slope that's parallel to that is also just 4 over 3 because they have the same slope. Perpendicular lines means they have negative reciprocal. So for example, if my first slope is a 4, a slope that's perpendicular, and this is a symbol for perpendicular, would be 1 over 4. You just simply flip it, but you also have a negative sign. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The m is your slope. The x1, y1 are your points. Next one is standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. A and b are numbers. Okay, now what I would like you guys to do is to go ahead and answer the essential questions on this. So go ahead, answer these questions on your own. All right, now let's go ahead and just kind of jump in to this, okay? So as I'm looking at this right here, your job is to go ahead and graph the lines. So as a review, because this is a review, we actually have done this before, but I figure it will be good for you guys to kind of go over them a few more times. To graph a line, there are two things you need. You need to have the slope, and the slope is always in front of the x, so it's 2 over 1, and a b, and the b is always by itself. So I'm going to start at 3, 1, 2, 3, put a dot, and then look at the slope, and then go up 2 over 1. So go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and that is your line. Next, let's take a look at this one. Your m is going to be a negative 1 over 2. Your b is a 3. So you start at 3, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, and that's your line. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. This one, your m is a 3 over 1. Your b is a negative 6. So you start down at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1, and this is your line. On this one, I'm going to have you guys to try that. Now we're going to go ahead and do the exact opposite. Okay, here I have a graph, and I want you to tell me what is the equation. My equation obviously is going to be mx plus b. So the easy way to do is figure out what the y-intercept is, and that is going to be where it crosses the y-axis. So here you have 1. So I have b equals 1. So I'm going to replace my b with a 1. Drop down your x. Now let's take a look at the slope. Now your slope could be a little bit tricky. Remember before we talked about this, if it's like this, it's a positive slope. You're going up the hill. If you're going down the hill, it's a negative slope. So then looking at this, it is a negative slope. So I'm going to put a negative right here. And then your slope is a rise over run. So you're going down 1. But then how many spaces are you going over? And it looks like you're going over 3. So 1 over 3. And that is your answer. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Here we go. Y equals mx plus b. With this one, you are starting off at b, and b here is at 3. Now let's go ahead and take a look at your m. And your slope is a positive slope. But as I'm looking at the slope, how far up am I going and how far over am I going? So if I start on this point here, I am going up 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going over 2. So my slope is rise over run, or if you reduce it, it's 2 over 1, or just 2. The last one, you give it a try. Okay, let's move on. Next, what I want you to do is go ahead and read how to find the equation of a line that passes through 2 points. Just make sure you guys read this. And now let's try some of our own. Okay, our job is to figure out what the equation is, but unfortunately they don't give us any clues, so we have to find the slope first. So let's label x1, y1, x2, y2. Your slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if I plug things in, remember it's going to be y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. So I'm going to have 2 minus 1 over 2 minus 0. That's 1 over 2. That's my slope. But I need to have my equation. To find my equation, I need to pick a point. I'm just going to pick this point because that's the easiest. It's a small number. And then what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go ahead and plug into this equation. Y equals mx plus b. My y is 1, my slope is 1 over 2, and my x is 0 plus b. So here my b equals 1. Well, there you have it. You have your m and your b. My equation is y equals 1 over 2x plus 1. And that is my answer. Now I'm going to have you guys go ahead and give this a try, this one a try, and this one a try. Well, I hope you guys had a good time listening to me for week 5, Thursday. I will see you guys on week 5, Friday, and we'll continue with this. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Take care.